目标的话肯定是拿冠军，然后拿世界赛的门票，然后去世界赛发挥我们的实力，然后拿到好成绩是我的职业人生的最重要的一个点。然后我个人觉得我们现在常规赛实力的话，可能也还不稳定吧。大家都能看得出来，我们这一局输的比较多，虽然赢下来，但是必须输给对面1把。然后我们在什么1接2这种比赛也比较多嘛，所以说明我们的比赛的打得还是不太稳定，所以就不满足，我们一定要改掉。
Rookie a little bit disappointed with his team's unstable performance during summer split, and it seems like that makes sense. After spring, when you come so close to breaking the record for the most wins in a single season ever in the history of the LPL, and then miss it by a single loss, bit of a tragedy when you come in and have a more regular season off of the back of that.
And going internationally means so much to him. Last time he was able to taste that for Worlds. Of course, we're on that road to Worlds right now. It's 2015. When he had Cacao by his side, so like that's a throwback. But he's been with Invictus Gaming for so long, he wants to be able to take them back to that place once again.
That was one I wanted to forget, Raz, so thank you for bringing that one back up. 2015 does not actually exist for the LPL. We've erased that part of our timeline. We're back. It's 2018.
It's like the 13th floor.
First Worlds trip from the LPL coming up ideally, but also more importantly, IG trying to push for the same record that they had in spring, only dropping a single set. Right now being 1-0 up over RNG. It's a very good start to following that through.
Of course, those games win and losses tell a bit of a different tale for the team. They're going to need to go quite a ways if they want to try to bring up that individual game record as the Shy makes his way back onto stage with Invictus Gaming. I want to talk about him a little bit more because, as we were saying, there was more of a stylistic difference between the Shy and Duke that we expected, and the Shy got to play the style and see success with Invictus Gaming today.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it back to the big point that I wanted to say about the Shy that I thought made him look very good even in spring. It's that you can send 2 people up to him, you can send 3 people up to him. The Shy is uniquely capable of surviving those ganks or trading in those ganks and getting kills on the opposite side. In this game, he was hard focused by RNG, and what's interesting to me is he's very used to that. He loves getting camped in the top lane. That's his time to shine. Because IG, they win their lanes on the rest of the map, and he is uniquely talented at staying in those games. I feel like that's one of the downfalls of Duke individually, is that when he is ahead, he's a monster. He is unstoppable, and he is so good at team fighting. But often there's times where I feel like Duke falls behind, and he loses that little extra that the Shy can maintain.
And that part is what's crucial between both of them when we're moving on towards playoffs. Because for Duke, if he's going to be a team fighter, he's going to get pressured heavily. And so if he wants to find value of the 2 of them, it's likely being absorbing the pressure in a mouse-like way, and then being able to provide the pressure later on in team fights. But it seems like the Shy is being able to do both. That's why I say we need to see a little bit more out of the Shy.
Yeah.
Game 1 is good in that case, that we got to see someone who got heavily focused. Pretty good matchup for the Cho'Gath with Comet early on.
Yep.
And then as the game goes on, to see if he can get pressured. I want to see both sides from the Shy.
And regarding mouse-like way, I like that point for Duke, because Duke can play tanks. The Shy's tank usually consists of a Cho'Gath. You know, a tank that does damage is the Shy's version of a tank. So that's maybe one of the constraints that IG suffer from, and that is often why the Shy gets a lot of bans thrown in his direction, because he has very good champions, but he doesn't have tanks. So you ban the carries, you can probably defuse that top lane and set yourself up to succeed.
That said, he's got a large champion pool, and there are only so many bans that you can worry about against IG. When you look at their total roster, which has Rookie and Jackie Love and Ning, some massive names. But as we get into pick and ban, you can see IG return back towards the red side with their own side selection. And look at that double jungle ban with the Camille and dropping the Braum ban to ban away Ning's Zac.
Now, I love the Camille ban. I understand the Zac is more topical in this situation. Camille is something that runs more frequently. Ning loves that pick and really isolates a carry. A carry that right now RNG need in Uzi and maybe Xiaohu, depending on what the pick turns into. You can see with the Tom Kench hover once again, RNG is saying that no, we're not running any bruiser style. We're not running those early game nonsense. We need the protection as the game goes on so we can run that front to back style.
Yeah, you still run that same risk, however, from the first game of an immediate Varus to be locked in by IG, prioritizing their AD carry position over their support. And once again, there is an opportunity for a Rakan to be picked up by them, but they don't need to pick that yet. they go towards their mid laner as the Tahm Kench was prioritized. And I feel like at the end of the day here, RNG, they're aware this is happening. So now you have to look at their response and how they actually play differently around this.
I'm checking the timers right now. I saw that exact same sign, these exact same picks at the exact same time. Thank God there's an Ashe, so I know that we're not running on replay.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Zac is banned as well, so if you were able to get that Zac after it has been taken, that would be quite impressive for Ning.
There you
but
go.
this is more of a test to his champion pool. As you heard me stammer the name, that was for good reason. Kindred locked in for Karsa. Now he gets the chance to put on a carry performance.
Yeah, and with the Sejuani potentially available for Ning, he may still consider a tank if he wants. A bit of extra engage for the composition would never go awry, and he may even feel the need to pick a jungler now, given that Kindred is locked in. The second ban phase is coming up, but we'll see. There's the Braum that wasn't banned in this game and was in the first.
It's going to be challenging for Invictus Gaming to really nail down their second phase ban because Kindred really opens up a lot of gates here. Azir is one pick that really works well with the Kindred, with the Scoop de Whoop. And then you have the Galio that also has great knockup that you can
Classic
actually
Kanye
time.
song.
I know, right? Fabulous. It's a stellar. It's a hit. get the Galio ulti on top of it. There are actually a lot of mid lane picks that really enable a Kindred pick here.
Sorry, how'd that song go again,
No,
Rans?
I don't know.
Okay.
I actually have no idea.
Right.
Yeah, some
What
great
does
verses.
mean with the Braum focus for Baolan, which was banned away in game 1, we do see RNG taking away some of the champion pool from Ning. That means that the Shy does get his pick of the litter in terms of counter picks, as we're still going to look to see how IG decide to finish out their draft, starting to pare down Xiaohu's pool as well.
It's one thing that's for certain with the composition from RNG is that it's going to be a top lane tank, something that can run pretty heavily in a front to back. Having Ashe, Kindred, and sure there's the Tahm Kench, so maybe they can play it risky in that regard, but with this composition, cherry on top is you have a real tank in the top lane. So Invictus Gaming are aware of that. They have red side opportunity for the Shy, and they're just waiting for a tank pick to come out so they can counter it.
Yeah, and they could very easily go towards their jungler now and force RNG to reveal their champions, having that last pick for certain. Now, I would say that Nara is still a high probability pick, just because it's the catch-old style champion right now in play styles, in builds, in anything you want. The Shy can get that one going across. We'll see where he goes, though. I would prefer for IG that they pick their jungler and save that top lane for composition regardless.
Hey, Ning picking up the Xin Zhao, and that's a great way to deal with the Kindred ult as well. Crescent Slash, knocking away all targets but the one you've hit most recently.
Yeah.
Can be a great way to push people off.
I will say that's a big focus, though, from RNG's second ban phase. They prioritize so heavily in getting rid of the things that deny casters ultimate on that Kindred. A Gragas, a Lee Sin, and even the Zac gone from earlier.
Yeah.
So all of these
And the
jungle
Camille.
bans, and Ning still gets himself a Xin Zhao, and they still get their choice of top lane as anything that they choose. Very curious to see how this one plays out.
Azir is the follow-up from Xiaohu, as you predicted, Rise. The, what was it? Scoop de Whoop?
The scoopity whoop.
Scoopity Whoop, I see, yes.
So, like, here's the thing. I love what I see from Invictus Gaming. The Braum, Rise, and just the Xin Zhao alone to you get to a point where it's like, yeah, if you're expecting them to pump the brakes, this is going to be the exact opposite of that. So for RNG, picking up these late game brutes up against Invictus Gaming trying to slash you early, this is exactly what we expected out of this matchup.
Oh, that's a big one, though. Ornn locked in by Let Me, of all people as well. He gets his signature pick, and that rounds out the composition of RNG so brilliantly. They've got the Ashe and the Ornn as engaged tools, and they have a composition that is actually just going to stand and deliver, because they have got a circle. That circle is theirs. No one can stop them. No one can stand there, or they run the risk of dying.
Well, perhaps we've got some ways for IG to try and fight them for that circle, because they've got a circle as well. That Realm Warp for Rookie, you mentioned his ability to play on that Rise. He took the MVP in Game 1. They've got themselves the Crescent Slash for another circle to play around to get people off of RNG circle, and they've got the Shy on Meganar, which will literally throw RNG off of that Lamb's Restaurant.
Yeah, and it may not be a circle, but it's a scoop of their own. So for Invictus Gaming with this composition, it's very hit them heavy early on in the game, but when they start to slow down, getting to the 25-minute mark up against the composition RNG has, split them apart. Rise and the Gnar can just go for a 1-3-1 and force RNG to never group up.
That's the thing the Azir cannot do, going into that split push, going into those side lanes. Remember, the Rise can also 3-2 if they want to do different lane assignments, try and pick on that Ornn and catch people out of position. You've also got the dropship of a Scoop de Whoop into a team fight. throwing a Mega Gnar in. So there's a lot of opportunities here for IG, but it is a very high skill cap style of composition. They have to play it brilliantly or their opponents will literally stand and deliver like we mentioned, and they have got so much damage that scales up incredibly hard and outranges their opponents just by that little bit extra.
And the utility even added by the Ashe. At this point, it feels like you lose the fight to begin with, you're not going to be getting an escape strategy. So for Invictus Gaming, understanding the battlefield is important. Getting the early lead, sure, they did that in game 1, but knowing as the game goes on, they can't make that one mistake that costs one life because it's Invictus. Oh, we lose RNG.
He's got new specs.
They can just go for it. Yeah, I've been looking at it.
They're looking pretty stylish for Ning.
It looks
but
real
as
good.
you said, it is going to be execution focused for Invictus Gaming if they want to pick apart this death ball from RNG. Once it's assembled, it is just going to pick a lane and start walking down, but it's all down to the communication for IG to play around that.
And just to clarify, it is not your conventional death ball by RNG. It's not one that you look at and say wombo combo death ball. It is a delicate affair with this death ball. It's a Kindred, it's an Azir, its consistent DPS output is positionally very important for them. For the 3 carries to be able to stand and deal damage.
We'll see whether or not IG can get the execution or if RNG can bring us to a game 3 as we load onto the Rift for round 2 between Royal Never Give Up and their opponents, Invictus Gaming.
Now, if there's a champion on the Rift that always has a beat a swept knee rolling down, it's Kindred. Kindred with a lead, you never really trust a damn thing because it feels like you can just be thrown off that throne very quickly. Now, that's the problem.
Costa knows that feeling.
Yep. There's too many times where Kindred running with 5 kills, 4 kills, and he's like feeling so high on top of the world. But then you can get popped by in this game. You're looking down at Rise, Xin Zhao, both of them great 2v2. So it's going to be on Karsa to always be moving with members here. Xiaohu if he's rolling around mid lane, Let Me if he's top lane. You need the buddy system here.
You cast your mind back to the last time that Karsa played the Kindred. He was against Rogue Warriors and he was like 6-0.
Yes.
He was a very big Kindred. Now, the difference in composition from their opponents, Rogue Warriors did end up coming back and winning that game, is that it was a Rakan Nocturne. It was hard engage into the face of the Kindred this time around. A little bit more delicate in the way that it's going to be engaging and much more maneuverability here for Karsa to get that ultimate off, to be able to make the team plays more relevantly. So we'll see how Karsa goes. Of course, he individually did play super well in that game on the Kindred.
Does have a bit of flexibility in this matchup, but already the first scuttle being attacked by Ning as it spawns, but the mark heads up to the top side of the map. Now, Uzi and Ning are trying to take a trade down here against Balan and Jackie.
Really well done from Uzi. He actually ducked and dodged from the hail of arrows, so when the E came across, he actually walked forward to aggress on towards Jackie. Actually dished out more damage. That was his lethal tempo window too, so really well done from Uzi.
And we do see Ning stepping forward into the jungle of Karsa. A ward spotted him out. We're seeing the long-range hawk shot to look all the way to the other side of the map.
It reveals the Raptors potentially could have gone all the way up to Krugs, but he was feeling a bit generous this time. He knows that he's not going to be there doing a full clear. It's Xin Zhao after all. He knows that he's not at Raptors. He knows that the scuttle is cleared. And Karsa immediately moves to the other side of the map to try and get his scuttle first before Ning goes up there. And you'd expect that RNG on the bottom side will play safe now as they try and make appropriate reactions.
And remember, for people who wonder why he doesn't just shoot it straight up towards the red buff, is the information is already granted, and if you send it towards the mid lane, the explosion of Hot Shock actually gives you such a wide vision range. So you can see the bushes there, and it gives really peace of mind to Xiaohu that there's no Xin Zhao lying waiting there.
Provides a lot of safety for multiple lanes. RNG playing with that communication, playing with that cross-map vision. As the first mark was now picked up by Karsa. Off of that invade, he gets the chance to invade the Raptors and starts to open up an advantage over Ning. Here are the runes for Xiaohu, though.
Yeah, going towards Electrocute. Now, one thing you can do, go for the all-in skirmishes. Electrocute provides a lot of damage. Looking at how the lane's playing out, Rookie doesn't have the mana, and he doesn't have the teleport to actually go for a cheap base. So we're in a position where Xiaohu has full control of the lane, and he should try and stand his ground and keep Rookie here longer.
Now, Rookie does still have 2 Corrupting Potion stacks. He just used one, and he's looking to lose health before he bothers to waste it to just get a small amount of mana back. At the same time, Xiaohu You saw his runes, he's got the Time Warp Tonic, and that is the biggest enabling thing right now for why all of these players on the map are just getting Corrupting Potion every single time. It is insanely powerful, as not only increased healing duration, but an enabling tool giving move speed during that time.
It sets up for a lot of plays. And we'll see whether or not that comes into action as now Ning steps back into the jungle. He's hunting for this Kindred, but he's being pretty expertly denied by Karsa, who's managing his camps well.
Getting the information, at the very least he knows that Kindred's going to be on the bottom side of the map, so he didn't waste too much time for that. So one thing actually to bounce off of Rusty's point, we're seeing a lot of Magi Soul Stealer because the first base, the natural base you get is Dark Seal.
Yeah.
So rookies end him, he didn't actually complete his tier, he's going to come back for it soon, but actually can stay in a lane a little bit longer because of course Corrupting Potion on top of the Time Warp Tonic and the increased healing from Dark Seal means that that's just going to be the go-to in the early lane phase.
Well, Lemmy actually is walking up onto the Shy.
Stop him.
Down to 200 health.
Lemmy, you're losing that
That's
one,
another
buddy.
Volcanic Rupture. Meanwhile, Uzi's forced to step forward as Ming eats a stun off of those concussive blows. It's just trades on opposite sides of the map. Now Ning is down here. He did just spot Karsa hop over the wall into the Dragon Pit. Uzi's walking forward. RNG are the ones who think they've got the gank. But it's Ming who's there behind him. That's a leap forward. Ming immediately flashes under the turret. They follow. Uzi's low, but Ming is the target. He gets the gray health. And that's going to be Karsa getting first blood. Now Ning is running for his life, but Jackie Love dies as well. Karsa with the double. Mounting Dread for IG as they chase it down. A triple kill. Even Rookie's going for it. He hits the Rune Prison, finds one. Gets the bounce. Rookie, does he have the reset on that spell flux? He does. A double kill for the mid laner of IG.
At least IG didn't leave out of that one empty because they were in a pretty damn good spot. It was just Ming that shopped them out away, all the way towards the tower. So good job for Ming keeping Uzi safe.
Remember, during that fight, they had all of their summoners available, so there's still 2 summoners there. Uzi has the flash, and they step forwards. And I respect this from IG, but they also knew full well where Karsa was. So they knew they had a 5-second window to make the play, get the kill. Yet during this time, they still flashed forwards with no health and with no cooldown. So they are preyed upon, and they should be super thankful that Azir, no teleport in base, and Rookie was much faster on his recall timings to get in and clutch this one out massively, getting the bounce and having minions to ensure this Q will hit no matter what.
Yeah, and you know what? This is why he has such a high kill participation, specifically from the last game. Moving just in case was there because you had the difference of being able to be there on time with Azir getting the shop across. So great job from Rookie to at least get something back. But remember, you look towards the Tom Kench 2 games in a row that is being able to get taken. The exhaust that was expended as well. Right now he's running around with cleanse exhaust. I think it is. But at the time he had exhaust. Either way.
Yes, he had flash exhaust at the
There we
time.
go. So being able to put that on to the Xin Zhao, the damage wasn't coming across. It was very upsetting for IG.
You did just see the gold there, as it was a 900 gold advantage for Karsa off the triple kill, which is matched by Rookie getting his own 900 gold. So still even.
And that's the thing I'm looking at right now. If you're IG, you want to capitalize on the bottom lane not having summoner spells. And how would you do that? Well, I'd probably put Rookie and Ning together, and I would just ult your way down the bottom lane once you are 6, and Ning has crested over to level 6. So that's when I'd be making the plays, that's where I'd be making the plays. And you don't really want the Shy or Let Me to be involved here. Not this early on into the piece. Neither of them have teleport, so that window is there.
I mean, you can already see Rookie is dodging around the minions. That phase rush gives so much. Xiaohu, he's got flash, doesn't use it, just takes the shuffle over the wall.
That's just disgusting. The extra movement speed he gets to run across the minions, to reposition. He's like, you don't get 2 Qs in that window, so I'm going to be coming right back.
Uh-oh, Ning has found Karsa. Like you said, that's level 6, the Realm Warp. Rookie doesn't have a lot of mana, but he doesn't need it as he chases it up, and Karsa does get level 6. Does he have enough to get the kill with the Dance of Arrows, the auto attack, Call of the Forge God? Ning will eat the knockup from Brittle, but Rookie with no mana is zoning this out. He's auto attacking, let me down, Ning. Looking for entrance over the wall as he plays around this, but the Shy is ready. He's got the leap, he's found Let Me, and suddenly Let Me might be the one who's too far. The flash, a double chase, there's the shuffle, and Ning finally gets knocked back out of this. The Shy is forced to walk away from Xiaohu as IG overextend just a bit too much.
All right, you can just see it in the comms. It was RNG just calling for Xiaohu. He knew he was going to be there on time, so while Let Me was just keeping them still, even baited a few members to commit to the play. Well done from RNG to make it happen.
Yeah, giant game of baits actually. Rookie not using spells, but having the Corrupting Potion stack at the end. You'll see that towards the back half of this. Now, Xin Zhao's ultimate, uniquely capable, of course, at preventing damage from going onto him from range, so he'll last hit with it, and this won't deal damage. And then they just play a dance. So note Rookie, he's got the Corrupting Potion stacking. He is not using spells. He saves it for as long as he can, make sure he gets the mana up here when the Shy wants to go in. That's when he uses the spells, machine guns it to try and get the kills. But Xiaohu arrives at the same time. So it felt like a lot of these teams here, IG were saying we can kill, RNG are saying wait for me, and it just so happens that they're able to wait for him before the kill.
And one thing to make note of is, of course, one way that Xin Zhao does well into the Kindred is you can actually hold onto your Q knockup for after the ultimate subsides from Karsa. But in that case, he actually used it before it even started, so it didn't have the cooldown to come back into it. So didn't have the ultimate ready once the longer fight happened because he used it for the execute onto Karsa. It's the minor details that matter here. It's because Karsa bought a little time there.
Does balance out to be a 1-for-1 when the trade shakes out between RNG and IG, but already we're 10 minutes in with 7 kills on the board. Karsa is hunting for stacks as best he can. He's currently got Ning marked, and we'll get a chance to keep a track. He did take that first Scuttle Crab and is on at least 2.
And remember to come back to the point as well, Ning and Rookie could have went bot side, but they saw an opportunity to take out Karsa. And this is now just going to be a ward take potentially, but for IG, that window is closed because the summoner spells are now available for their opponents of RNG. Uzi and Ming have got their flashes and their cleanse in this case for Ming available. So now that is a lot harder to gank. Those limits are now going to be presented in the bottom lane, and maybe Jackie Love and Baolan, now they come up instead.
Yeah, I think it's going to be so much harder of a game now for Invictus Gaming, just specifically from Ning, because while early on in the game, you can make a lot of things happen. Now it's so much linearized towards trying to deal with Xiaohu first. You can deal with Xiaohu first, and these plays don't matter.
Oh, that's the arrow. Baolan forced to use the ultimate, and Jackie Love flashing away, as no door was quite yet ready for Baolan, and that's what we expect from the best AD carry in the world, even having the support of Karsa down here to enable this sort of play.
I mean, yeah, you can see Karsa come in towards the back end of it, but even in the 2v2, RNG were going to win that one flat out. And that is because the Braum and the Varus split in the map, and they were next to the wrong targets, respectively, between them. The Ashe next to the Varus, Ashe just presses R. Very easy to execute on that one. Now, Jackie Love did not use his own ultimate, so that is something they have got as a tool because they survived, but the cost was high because he chose to flash instead. It's only a 2 minion wave difference between them, so only 150 gold will keep the items close, but Uzi does hit the Blade of the Ruined King breakpoint first. That means he feels enabled to allow Karsa to look at this Rift Herald or perhaps try to go for an invade as the Shy is far forward.
That's why the details matter here. It looks like a lot of focus is going to be topside. Still got hit by that ward, but details meaning that Uzi having Blade of the Ruined King based off that first back means that RNG could focus so much towards bottom side, which is why I'm a little bit disappointed here.
Now. That's okay. And I was actually looking towards top lane. Karsa spotted. If I was the Shy, I was all-inning. And the reason that I would is because Jackie Love was recalling with teleport up and hitting those item spikes. So I feel like there was a possibility. Remember, they're unsealed spellbook supports, but junglers,
They're still looking for it as they manage to get the knock-up. Ning trades with Karsa as both of the junglers go down. Xiaohu gets a kill. That's a flash for another tag of the Winter's Bite. Ming will be stunned. Realm Warp from Rookie to chase. As you said, the Shy is mega. He's looking for Ming. He's looking for Xiaohu the flash. Pin against the wall, but Xiaohu dodges it. Kala the Forge God a heal is going to try to get in this as Jackie Love with the late teleport right in the thick of the fight is going to try to turn this around. He's looking for damage, but Uzi's flashed away. Jackie Love gets one, but already Uzi has another. He chases it down for a double, looking for the piercing arrow, but the cooldown is so high. Baolan trying to get the Winter's Bite.
they've got to hit it.
He doesn't even need to. He can get the auto attack slow, and there it is. Jackie Love with the triple.
Man, it feels so slow for teleport to really kick in because RNG had that for so long. It was looking like such a good fight, being able to reposition out of the Shy's ultimate. So really well played from RNG to start, but the TP comes in. Jackie Love takes over. But take a look at this because RNG were pressed to get out of here.
Yeah, the tragedy of this between Ning and Caster is that you don't want to use your Kindred ultimate ever in that fight if you know you're going to get the kill and survive with no health. But he had to use it. He didn't use it, and suddenly IG, they have the opportunity to press forwards here. Now the Shy, this is a big force from him, and it's something the Xiaohu was fully aware of. So really clean from Xiaohu in the dodge, and then they just corridor themselves for Let Me to come in, for Uzi and for Ming to come in, and only late on this teleport are they able to clean up from Jackie, but he does do well, and they're fighting again, by the way.
That they are. They've managed to find Ning in the exact same spot, right by that Rift Herald, as Jackie Love is back in base looking for a buy. Now Karsa is going to try starting this off, as they do have vision on this side of the map.
That's the thing about Ning. Sometimes he does get caught out just trying to place down the vision, so he sets up for the next play. He focuses so much on towards that, doesn't have the numbers to back him. And it's RNG as a team that really specialize in trying to get those picks. So there they had it. They had the members there, and now sets them up for the Rift Herald.
Starting to open up the map for RNG, as this Rift Herald is absolutely going to help take that first brick, but the Shy is already trying to beat them to it. As we do have a lane swap, the Shy leaps away from Let Me, and it's just a lot of damage. Never mind, that's not a little. He's going real low. Flash is ready for Let Me, but not the Shy. Call of the Forge God is almost on cooldown, but he doesn't need it. Volcanic Rupture gets the kill. And the arrow onto Jackie Love, as there's action on two sides. Baolan with the save,
Jackie,
trying to keep him safe. As you said, Jackie lands the arrow, Ming with a cleanse, but Jackie Love stands his ground. He's doing enough damage. He's got support from Ning, the respite, and he gets onto it, but he's about to go toe-to-toe with full health Uzi. Does he have enough? He does not. He ends up dropping as Uzi finds a kill. Xiaohu forces Ning away, and will try to look for the outplay. Doesn't get it. Double kill RNG.
He acknowledges that he's dead. Now action happens across the board all at the same time. The Shy is on the back of a mistake, but the top side of the map is just a constant force that continues to happen again and again. Now Rookie is not up there to fight. If he was there, maybe the difference was in fact made in IG's favor, but he's going to go towards a turret instead. So still, IG, their reactionary play, their map play, still there.
And it came down to the numbers, as you said, because Rise wasn't there. And in fact, the Kindred ultimate just made it so buying for more time in a situation where Jackie Love was just doing a damn good job of outputting damage. Had the ultimate not been there, maybe if he'd used it in the last fight, then it would have been looking a little bit better for Invictus Gaming. The executions would have came across as we look towards
Let Me.
Other side of the map.
Let Me.
Other side of the map.
Oh, right.
Oh, no,
Okay.
Rookie kills Let Me here.
Yeah, he cancels the teleport as well. So again, we speak towards numbers advantages. Rookie has found himself in the correct place at the correct time in this game. Not once, but twice now. And it's always in that bottom side of the map.
And that's what equalized that 3-for-3 in the trade. Despite all the effort from RNG, taking the Rift Herald, hunting for the pick on Jackie Love, setting Uzi up in the top lane, they don't get that first turret. That gold all stacks up onto Rookie at 3, 1, and 4, and equalizes the turrets at 1-to-1. That said, Karsa's still holding onto that Rift Herald, and now mid and bottom are looking awfully enticing for that Kindred.
I want to see what he can actually do, because with the Rift Herald being taken earlier on. Now remember, you have only 4 minutes until the Baron buff itself gets placed, and no one wants to be able to take the Cloud Dragon itself. So while they are looking bottom lane a little bit, I would say waves are more important. Getting a control of the mid lane wave allows you to pick and choose. So I would say get control of mid lane wave, get items, try and get your second spike on towards Uzi so you can look towards Baron when that becomes the case.
Yeah, it's also just the best possible lane assignments for a Tahm Kench composition to have him in the middle lane. Now I would expect that the Herald does get summoned mid. You can see the immediate rotation from Xiaohu. That is the go button for them. Rookie should be running mid right now, not towards bottom, and maybe they can mount a defense, but it's going to be a very high cost because that charge guaranteed to go off here.
That's going to be some big damage. Ning looking for entrance. The Tongue Lash is used as the minion wave gets cleared out. The big hit, RNG, they don't step up to follow as Herald gets a swipe, but the turret is still standing.
I feel like RNG could have stepped up a little bit more aggressively. That was just a bluff from Ning. He didn't have his flash, so there is no way for him to walk up and engage. So there's that. I think that one's going to be the most important aspect of it. But for RNG, trying to double down, it's going to be on Rookie to start this one off.
They're trying to set up the follow-up play. Like you said, Rookie is there. That's
Throw
the
in
realm
the
work
Zin.
to get Ning right into the back line. He's got the Crescent Slash, goes forward, uses it onto Ming, and is forced to back out of this. Knock up onto the front as Baolan backs away. Rookie, gets tagged by the arrow from long range by Uzi. Jackie Love trying to find entry. Xiaohu with the two-man sweep. It's Mage versus Mage, mano y mano. But Rookie's bought his friends, and he finds the kill. The Shy finds the slam under Karsa, knocks him back into this as they chase forward onto Ming. As they chase forward onto Uzi, he flashes back as Ming will die. Sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, it was just Xiaohu dying so early on, didn't have the mana nor HP to make the play happen, so Rookie soloed him out. That was really crucial because while Uzi played that fight respectable once again, they just didn't have the front to back and the Sand Soldiers to really protect Uzi going forward.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We'll see it in the replay. I actually believe that was purely heroics from Baolan, and you'll get to see what I mean when I say that as well in the fight, because Rookie now 5-1-4. Xiaohu, he saw his moment, he saw his montage, it was happening for him. And on the back of this start of the fight of putting in the Xin Zhao, you understand the combo from IG, you know what's happening, but then you see the forthcoming fight. So just keep your eyes on Baolan here once the arrow's out.
Arrow hits Rookie, Baolan steps up.
And Azir can't dash forward.
My goodness.
So he has to flash and use the ultimate. And then he is mispositioned because he has to flash for it. So that's what I mean by heroics from individuals there. Baolan, very clutch.
Baolan's a god. I'll take that. I'll take that. That was really crucial. He
Excellent
even had to
presence of
expend
mind.
the flash to make it happen too, so he couldn't get himself out of there.
And look at the damage that Xiaohu was dealing. If he was able to get in there and use the kill and use the flash to escape, that would have been a completely different looking fight, even though the Shy was looking for the flank. But now that turret is still standing after the second siege attempt from RNG, the first with the Herald, the second with the fight. And that means IG are free to play this 1-3-1, while RNG might be forced to stall things out and try to deny it.
I would say they're more inclined for a 1-4 just because Nara is doing a great job bottom lane getting the push across, and all eyes are on the Baron that's about to spawn in 20. We saw what happened last game with Invictus Gaming's pressure around Baron. RNG needs to respect that, as you can see. Walking very close towards the Xin Zhao, you can see how hectic it can get.
There's 5 here as well from RNG. They've got no one in the side lanes just yet. Letme's grouped up with his team looking for the play. He's even able to just purchase some items while he's hanging around. And if you're going towards a health crystal, and that is it, just the Ruby crystal, you're looking to try and get some engages up. You're looking to fight pretty much right now, as that's not going to help too much towards getting that item spike.
Good
Ming's coming in behind them.
Oh, here we go, Ning.
Spotted out by Letme, steps forward, knocks Ming
wow.
and Uzi back in. He walks out through the chains of corruption, but Ming is dead. That's the Realm Warp. Baolan gets over the side of the wall. The arrow will still hit onto Rookie. Baolan's going real deep and dies. There's the Lamb's Respite, but this is the narrow circle. IG trying to walk onto this. The Call of the Forge God is the Shy is doing damage. Rookie hits a huge bounce, and that's going to be the ace for Invictus Gaming.
So clean from IG. Baron's directly in front of them. Once again, from game to game, they win a team fight next to the Baron. They secure themselves the objective, and they are just executing so incredibly well right now. And it starts with a Xin Zhao engage, something you never expect to say.
Put on the ground, honestly. They recognized what they needed to do to get in there. And even though the push came back from Xiaohu, pushing them out of the Kindred ulti, most teams back away from that situation. It's way too risky playing that gambit on towards it. But Nara jumps over the wall. So take a look at the beginning, because as you said, Ning sends out the ultimate, the Rune Prison comes through, and they all see Uzi and jump in.
Yeah, and you can't do that as Ming. You can't actually devour your AD carry if he's the one being engaged on, because you're the one who gets knocked back. And now Rookie has an E-stack on Uzi. He just steps up, bounces between them all, and they all just pop like balloons. Jackie Love and the Shy doing a lot of damage throughout all of that. IG, how many times, I don't know we're going to say this, man. Rookie 7-1-6 right now on this rise. This game would be over in RNG's favor if he wasn't bottom lane, if he wasn't making plays as well to get them to this point where they can win team fights.
It's pretty insane. I know for the past week, or I would say 2 weeks, we've seen some Rise plays. We've actually, for me at the very least, said don't pick Rise anymore. I mean, the Orion has been coming in pretty hot. The Azir has been a great lane bully. A lot of times what teams end up doing is picking Rise, getting pushed in, and slowly bleeding out. Rookie has been able to not only get the control with the help of Ning, but be incredibly creative. Ning a lot of the times wouldn't even have an engage opportunity if it wasn't for the Realm Warp into the enemy team that he gifted him because he didn't have Flash. So really well done from Rookie, finding so many opportunities, just being able to make the calls happen.
And how very appropriate. It is the LPL's own equivalent to FLICKR, who made the champion so popular during Worlds that he's got his own skin on it. That Rookie is the one playing this Rise, always second fiddle to other international mid laners, always falling down when the pressure rises on those international stages. But you've heard how hungry he is for this win for IG. Not only for the championship, but to go to Worlds and perhaps even beyond. Look for that title.
Now, RNG's composition does scale up very hard here. You've got the Azir getting towards 3 items. That's what you're looking at right now. That Void Staff most likely as the 3rd item of choice. When that's on, he can pretty much win a team fight 1v9 if necessary. That's how strong Azir will get. Ashe, still very capable of doing team fight damage with the choice of the Runar's Hurricane. But he's also staring down the barrel of a bunch of carries on his respective opponents. So when it comes down to these team fights and the execution for the side of RNG, I would say they are entirely summoner spell reliant, in that they need the flash to make the plays, and that they need Ming to have his flash to protect a carry that gets caught first. and that they can then execute the forthcoming team fights with Karsa's ultimate.
And honestly, I just don't trust these teamfight situations for Invictus Gaming flatly because Xin Zhao does scale back. And mentioning the Karsa ultimate, just the fact that they can always have those dice rolling situations to have Xiaohu and Karsa always work in tandem with each other when they ever, push comes to shove. I see these teamfights being difficult to manage for Invictus Gaming unless if they get the setup really on point.
But I mean, you don't need to take them, right? If
Yeah.
I was IG, again, kind of what they're doing now is one way to deal with that. Ning hovering towards the Shy side. They could also alternatively have Rookie playing towards that side of the map. They've also got teleport on Jackie Love. So to me, it's a matter of using this Baron to break open the map and get a gold lead, make that lead sizable enough that they can then team fight much more accessibly.
Ooh, Ning using the Crescent Slash to deny mounting Dread's damage and keep himself safe. That's called the Port God onto Rookie.
Oh, no.
Flashes, but still gets hit by it as Karsa and Ming collapse onto him. All right, 1v4. That's the exhaust. Still gets caught by the arrow as he walks into the side of the hitbox, uses the shield, but will die as a result. But bottom tier 2 has been broken.
Yeah, they're going to be continuing to push at least for this inner tower, but they need to base immediately. I think at this point, 40 seconds is a very long death timer, and they can't afford to be on the field without Rookie. That being said, to Rusty's earlier point, being able to split up the map is important because Let Me has to go all in. You can actually ignore his damage completely if you are the Shy with the sustain of Blade of the Rune King or the shield from Rookie. So at this point in time, if right now they're trying to batter down the inhibitor turret, Let Me can't deal with that alone. He needs extra help. Plays like that to happen.
And that's where Tahm Kench is usually something that can maybe change the tide of the game for RNG in their favor. If you use the Ashe Tahm Kench, go towards a side lane, and maybe you catch the Shy a bit overextended trying to push. They, in this case, have caught Rookie in doing the exact same thing. Now, tragically for Rookie, he tried to flash the Ornn ultimate, still got clipped by it, and his ult to safety was not met at all, and he was just going to die for that. That still results in them getting the turrets, because IG are setting up appropriately so that even if RNG counterplay that, they've got the correct responses, and they still get the gold advantages.
Now RNG are nearly on that last line of defense. The inhibitor turrets are all that's standing between IG and the Nexus turrets behind them. The Nexus itself just a few steps away. If RNG lose a massive team fight, that could be IG closing out the series with the massive death timers that we're getting to. But as you said, these items are being completed from RNG. They are ready to fight back as Xiaohu steps up to Jackie Love. Rookie steps forward. Baolan eats the arrow. Karsa looking for Baolan as Ning comes in from the side. Rookie firing shots as Karsa trying to bait Jackie Love forward. He steps onto the rift, uses the stopwatch. Let Me tries to go forward. A side step from Jackie Love. He's still alive and gets the double kill by baiting RNG in. The Realm Warp to chase. Rookie follows up onto Uzi as Ning locks down the kill. Ming will die on the back, and Xiaohu is running for the hills.
And in such a hectic situation, Invictus Gaming were super clear onto protecting Jackie Love. In the damn Karsa ulti, he just went right into the Lamb's Respite and said, on me, I have stopwatch to get out of it.
He's protecting himself, though, with the stopwatch. So smart from Jackie Love, and just so incredible from IG overall. The AD carry of IG is now 8-2. He stepped up to play, and they're looking ahead.
Xiaohu has no ultimate. He swept back in. Flash and cleanse or not, it doesn't matter. It's the ace for Invictus Gaming, and they turn onto the Nexus turrets to close out the series. IG with a quick emote from Baolan and Ning close it out 2-0 over RNG.
And you know what? It kind of reminds me of last split. Going into playoffs, Invictus Gaming put the foot to RNG. This time around, doing it in their venue, but at the same time, it feels like they do it in a different fashion based off of raw team fighting, based off of Jackie Love's mechanics. Oftentimes, you look towards the Shy, Rookie, maybe even Ning's early pressure and say that's what decides the matchup. This time around, it was purely around the fact that, yeah, Rookie was doing a really good job. But in this game specifically, Jackie Love conquered those demons.
Yeah, he definitely did. I mean, positioning in the late game team fights, something that has haunted, let's just say, every single Invictus Gaming AD carry since the beginning of time, has no longer existed in this best of 3 at least. Now, we're yet to see what happens come playoff time, come crunch time for them, but this is a very good step in the right direction in conquering those demons because you are staring down Uzi face to face and you are making big individual plays this time.
And we've heard this now from Rookie and from Jackie Love. This is a team that is very cognizant of their mistakes and their failures. JackeyLove knows that sometimes he gets a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too cocky. After he died those 2 times in mid lane, his playstyle completely changed. He sat back. He knew that he just had to be a massive damage dealer in those late fights. That's exactly what he did.
And the patience and understanding you have to play around your windows is what I saw here from Invictus Gaming. There were a few windows that they had around Rise Ultimate to be able to get Xinjiao to start a fight this late into the game too, as he's onto my face.
Still us.
But it comes down to the fact that it's so reliant on being able to execute on those teamfight situations. Best execution I've seen from Invictus Gaming in a very long time, so good job to them.
We'll say there were some hiccups in that execution, though, and I think namely towards the bottom lane fight, but we won't see that one just yet. This is what happens at level 7.
We see the good stuff.
This is the good things. We'll omit the bad part. Now, Rookie is fed, come the good part, so we get to see that back.
Now here comes the bad part, because Invictus Gaming comes in. The Shy has a pretty nice, I actually thought he would walk up and then scoop them towards Invictus
Yeah, he didn't
Gaming.
need to flash.
But he goes for a flash into the wall. It's very greedy from the Shy, because he could have just done a little bit, the damage from Rookie would have followed. But this looks great from RNG, and then you get the good stuff. Teleport from JackeyLove, getting the damage across, Uzi on full retreat, and so, I mean, TP's on course for Invictus Gaming, and they make it happen.
Of course, he might have just been looking for the slam onto Uzi, who was teleporting in. He was, I think, like 0.25 seconds away from getting the teleport timing. That's like when you try to go for the knock-up on someone with Zhonya's, and you go just a little bit too early, and then they walk out.
The thing is, like, if you've got 3 procs on your Hyper, you're angry, like you're about to tick over to Mega, you don't need to flash ult someone into the wall. You could run at them. And if you run at them, Xiaohu's probably still going to flash there. And remember, then he's flashed and you have flash.
Yeah, wallop, just walk up there, at least force them to do something. And with the corridor that they were fighting in, the ultimate range is actually so large that all you need to do is walk up and then press ulti, and they're probably going to get scooped in anyways. But by going on a gambit to get into a wall slam, just unnecessary. Those are just the small things.
Yeah, we're picking 1% here out of the team fight.
This is 1%. You're dead poorly in a team fight win. But like ultimately, Invictus Gaming had those team fight wins. The creativity to jump in there, and then of course, the Rusty special. Rusty pointed it out. Balan the hero. I'm going to protect you, buddy. And what you doing, Sandman? Not happening. Not going to happen.
Yeah, forcing the flash out of the Azir there just to get the ultimate off does ultimately get him killed. And the rest of the team, remember that the Shy and JackeyLove have been dishing out damage through all of this. And that's the thing you'll notice. For every replay that you see in this game, there was fights in multiple fronts. There was no cohesive front-to-back 5v5 from IG. And to me, that's brilliant, because that's what their composition should be doing against their opponents, picking them apart, not playing front-to-back against an Azir that will be standing inside a Kindred ultimate with an Ashe dealing damage. They split them apart, and then they're able to take them apart.
Now, real quick, can we just agree that Ashe's ultimate hitbox is whack?
Yeah.
Rookie was not standing on that hitbox at all and still got tagged by it. When he sidestepped the other one, he hit the side of the arrow and got stunned.
I currently have a Twitter series of just that specific skin on Ashe, the ultimate not beat. So it's all on Twitter. You can see me and my reaction to that.
Look,
the hitbox needs to change. I don't know what else to say, but that's the situation. You're going up against that skin, so you're probably fast anyways.
One final thing that I want to talk about as we look to close out this series for RNG is I want to get our final thoughts on RNG. They've brought Uzi back to the roster. They've been playing some late game hyper carries. They've been playing some hyper scaling to try to get to that point. We've seen Xiaohu step back on mages. What's the verdict after this series? Because we got to see Xiaohu on 2 carries this time and Uzi trying to step up on Ashe a little bit more. Are we going back to the spring split dominant RNG, that one MSI, or are they still trying to reach that?
I think that Xiaohu is better on mages currently. I think that much is definitive. However, I think that RNG with Uzi in the roster are not better when Xiaohu is playing mages. That's the consensus that I've noticed so far. And what I mean by that is Ming only protects Uzi now. And when Ming is only protecting Uzi, and as an example, IG in this game can split apart the fights, then Xiaohu's not able to make the plays with his team. Because they're separated, suddenly RNG look like a team that can't team fight, where IG can just pick them apart. That to me is my biggest takeaway from this, where I think a solution is for Uzi to play Ashe like it's a damn Ashe, not like it's a Kaiser, and things are usually okay. But I have to give credit to IG in this instance. That's separate to the RNG point.
Yeah. Still a good chase from IG to finish off that team fight. Raz, what's your take on RNG?
My take overall, as you see the man of the match going on towards Rookie, is that the front-to-back style that they have, they got to play like that's happening. Like currently you're seeing too many, let's say Karsa has a massive lead early on in the game, as a triple kill. Now they're still willing to play towards the Ashe. That's fair because the Ashe ultimate will actually allow you those engage points. Now, that being said, playing around in this game, Ashe and Xiaohu, incredibly important so you can get the proper fights across. And a lot of the times, there would be times where Ashe is completely onto the left, as you saw in the recent replay, but then the rest of the team are still actually stationed in the mid lane tower, so that regrouping factor of it is still not there. And in both of these games, we see Invictus Gaming finding prime picks where, let's say, Spring Split wouldn't happen because there'd be a lot more members in tow, so you don't see Ming actually warding on his, or at least de-warding on his own, or Ashe just thinking that she's safe, maybe calling on it. I don't know. Maybe the rest of the teams just don't know what's happening in the fight. Maybe. But it just seems like the communication just isn't there from the few games that we've seen so far.
And the consensus of that is just play your composition, you know, more than anything else. I think the faltering of RNG right now is that they're not playing their composition, but they're also drafting themselves a linear style of composition where other teams are now being able to dissect that.
Yeah, it's a lot of growth that we're seeing out of RNG that they need to achieve if they want to achieve that title that took them to MSI and take the summer split as well. That being said, that was Rookie's 14th MVP. I just got told from the back, so dude is on fire right now. Finally, we get the chance to see him step up more towards the end of the split. Still, though, Rookie is the guy who has been forged by the fires of failure. So many times he goes to these massive game 5s and gets upset at the last minute and narrowly misses out. He has yet to take a title. He's still trying to chase down that world spot since 2015. Could this be the opportunity for IG to finally go the distance?
Look, I'm always going to say yes because we never know what comes in tow. Spring Split, you were going to say yes, and then it didn't happen. So the reason for it is Rookie's always trying to find the second carry in the team. That's just the case. Matter of fact there. Last time, they had 3 of them. Jackie Love fell short. The Shy didn't have a hand.
Yeah, goodbye wrist.
So you get to a situation now going on to towards Worlds where there are so many competitive teams here that a lot of teams going to be vying for that. And IG starting out right now in Week 8 saying that we're in playoff form. All of us. You can put in Duke and it's actually A-okay. You couldn't say that last split. So I think right now the answer is yes. Until, let's say, randomly flop in playoffs. They need to
just
go
need
into
the last 4 or 5 more weeks. And then
they need to recognize pressure situations are important. Rookie can handle it. Now the rest need to prove the same thing.
Yeah, they definitely need to keep the form that they've got, and I think that the Shy not being injured obviously is going to be a thing, because we came into this and we're all like, what if? You know, everyone saw IG lose and they all said, what if? Well, what if's pretty much coming up right now, because they are finding form. Even with him playing, Duke sitting on the bench for both of those wins.
Yeah, very big wins from Invictus Gaming. As a result of that, we're going to take a look at the standings. That brings IG to 14-1, and RNG at 12-5. And you'll notice, currently, Invictus Gaming and RNG are 1-3, which would seed them into the same side of the bracket if we locked playoffs right here and right now. And we could have another rematch
and that's most likely going to happen, Dom, because JD have a 2-set advantage. They've got 2 less sets played than their respective opponents, and remember that those should be wins when you look at the rest of the ladder there.
And they did just lose to Suning today, so there is still some opportunity for RNG to try to chase that second place, but it's looking more and more like it's no longer in their hands.
And remember to respect your opponents, because last time in Spring Split, you're Suning Gaming as you're standing up.
I was excited. I was looking at the
respect your opponents
schedule.
Because LGD last time took wins off of teams they had no business taking wins off of when you went to the last few weeks. That actually mucked up a lot of teams, specifically Suning Gaming, as they were making the last breach and towards playoffs. So every game matters. RNG, while they're not going to be pushed out of playoffs by any way, shape, or form, they're a team that lost to LGD last time. And while Suning Gaming, I mean, they got the victory here.
What are you saying,
I'm just looking at 4th place in the wig bet right now. That's all that's running through my mind is 2 people,
I'm not
3
gonna be
people
wearing a wig.
have said.
The LGD versus RNG.
Oh, you're an LGD enthusiast, aren't you, on this one?
I'm not an enthusiast, but my heart changed. My heart pushed me to the LGD route, all right? I had some faith. That, people say, trust the process. I trusted.
I trusted it in 2015, man, and I had my heart broken.
That's not the process. They just brought in
What was
players.
that? Last I checked, it went 2014 to 2016 on my calendars.
So just for those who don't know, because it probably sounds like we're drunk and rambling, we're not. There is a bet that Raz, Pulse, and Froskurin had.
Clement now.
And apparently
Is Clement in on it as well?
So it seems the LPL team has had about who is going to make it, Suning Gaming or LGD, into the 4th spot in playoffs. And Raz is an LGD fan, very evidently.
I'm not. So let me just say, My heart put the LGD because
So-
a lot of the pushes that LGD has made structurally put them in a great position to challenge
Yes.
teams. A lot of great players in that route. My head told me Sun in Gaming. I don't trust my head a lot of the times. My heart's a little bit too powerful. I'm a loving man. And so I understood that Sun in Gaming being robbed of spring split playoffs,
Yep.
coming strong for summer split, but my heart was saying LGD. So I went with it.
You went with your head for
bounce.
Invictus Gaming earlier today. Raz, what does that mean? Are you saying
I'm
that if
conflicted.
LGD go in,
I mean, nah, I don't
you
know
have
what
to
that
wear
means.
a wig?
You're telling
Which,
me.
which side of the bet are you on,
He's on
Raz?
LGD's side. He
Yeah,
already
that's not
admitted
going
it.
to change. If
Then
you want me to
if L-
flip-flop, then
If
I'll
LGD
flip-flop.
don't.
Can I
Alrighty.
flip-flop?
Well, we'll see if your heart is stronger than your head, or if your more logical brain is able to put you in a wig by the time playoffs roll around. Let's take a look at tomorrow's matchups, because it's still all up for grabs as we get to week 9. 2 weeks of the LPL left. OMG Challenge Edward Gaming as Fun plus Phoenix get to go head-to-head in Xi'an against Xie.
And remember, FPX taking that crucial win versus TLP just throws everything down to the wayside. They're aiming for Snake. Snake has to watch out. FPX can overtake them. So going up against WE, it's a rematch, of course it is. Every team's played off each other. And right now, FPX are favored to win in that series, even though WE's been doing well for themselves. FPX are looking a little better.
I mean, for that first set as well, I'm just excited to watch Icon against Scout. Icon's
true.
been taking names again. That's exciting to watch for OMG, if nothing else, whilst they're not winning. Icon looks very much in form.
Topping the
Scout's
solo
one of
kills
those
chart.
players. Yeah, he's got the most solo kills, but Scout's one of those players that'll take on that challenge. That's what I'm excited for.
We'll absolutely get to see that matchup tomorrow, but that's going to do it for us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been week 8 of the LPL. Be sure to come back tomorrow for more awesome LPL action, but on behalf of myself, my wonderful analysts and co-casters, and the whole production crew, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.